Frankly speaking, I'm here now. Let's run it. What it do, everybody? Good
What
evening.
up?
Happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. To each and every one of you on the panel. Please mute your mics, everybody. I'm getting feedback. I'm sorry. Thank you. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the 15th episode of Frankly Speaking, and I'm excited about it. Listen, y'all, I got some amazing news right before I got ready to come on tonight, and I want to share it with everybody at the same time. I appreciate your support so much. Listen, I just learned that I just became eligible to monetize on YouTube. Ladies, they show them the screenshot. Show them. There it is. Look, 1,800 subscribers. I'm over the public watch hour amount in just 15 episodes. So, man, I just want to say thank you. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, I need you to go ahead and subscribe. I want to get to 2,000 by the end of May. And I would appreciate it. I just think that's major. So I'm going to give myself a great big shout. Yeah. Um, I'm excited about that, y'all. I'm excited about that. Listen, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about what do women really want? What do men really want? Do we even know what we really want when it comes to each other, when it comes to dating each other, when it comes to loving each other? When it comes to each other, do we really know what we want from one another? And I came to one conclusion between both of us. Sometimes, man, we just be tripping. We don't know what we really want half of the time. And then when we do know what we want, sometimes we're not patient enough. So we end up getting what we don't really want. So, man, we be tripping. So we're going to talk about that tonight. And I'm excited about it. I have an awesome panel here tonight. I'm almost scared of the different personalities that I got tonight. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be crazy tonight. So I need you to do me a favor. If you're on Facebook, hit that share button right now down in your left hand corner. If you're on YouTube, hit that share button and send it to somebody's phone and tell them tune in to Frankly Speaking. Let my guests speak for a little bit. I'm excited about each one of them tonight. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this first. I finally got the bishop on with me, y'all. Y'all know I'm with him every Monday night on When the Right One Comes. And I thought it would be good to have him with us tonight for episode number 15. So he's going to kind of help me co-host tonight. He didn't know that, but he's going to kind of help me co-host tonight. Bishop, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, everybody? If I'd have known Tim was going to be here, though, I just don't know if I'd have been here. Because if I say up, Tim going to say down. And mercy, Lord have mercy.
It's going to be fun tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Bishop Greg Davis, everybody. I appreciate him so much. He's like an uncle to me. I've been knowing him for years now. He's always been the same. He's never switched up, and he's a major guy. So I just appreciate him so much, and I want him to know that. Let's start at the top. Once again, I have with us tonight the one and only Sister Crystal Macklin. Say what's up to the people, Crystal.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Well, almost night 10 o'clock here. But hello,
It's night.
everybody.
Welcome back to the show, Crystal. Up above me, I have my little cousin who's like my brother, the one and only Charles E. Money. Money, say what's up to the people. Come off mute, Money. You gotta unmute your phone. He done knocked his phone over.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, good to see everybody. I might be the radical one of the group. So, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
And then next, I got one of my brothers. You know, everybody got that family member that always want to pick on them and just always got a problem with everything and just always gonna find the issue with everything. That's him up there in that right hand corner for me. The one and on the Ralph West the second. Say what's up to the people, Ralph.
What's happening, people, man? I pray that you all just ignore his commentary. You know, I just try to like highlight the things he wants to overlook. I mean, just want to keep my man consistent. That's all.
I can't stay at him. Then next to me, I got my boy. This is his first time. His first time on Frankly Speaking, and I'm glad to have him. I've known him for about 5 years now. Maybe I believe we met maybe like 2014, 2015, something in there. Up when he was in Cleveland, Ohio. Say what's up to the people, Tim Cleveland. Tell them, since this is your first time, tell them who you are, what you do, where you're from, where you're at now.
Man, I think I'm from everywhere now. I reside now here in Jacksonville. I do a lot of everything, but tonight I actually prepared for this conversation, Frank.
Oh my goodness!
I know Bishop is on here. You know that's my accountability partner. He gonna hold me accountable to what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna be light, but I'm gonna be strong at the same time.
It's Tim Clay, y'all. It's gonna be fun. Then next to me on my other side, she's been quite a regular here on Frankly Speaking. I appreciate her and her outlook on things and just how genuine she is about what she believes about the things we've talked about so far. So I'm excited to hear her again tonight. The one and only Tashiana. Say what's up to the people, Tashiana. Come off mute. Come off mute. Come off mute. Come off mute, Tashiana. She can't hear me. She's so funny. Take her off mute.
I did all that on mute. Okay, I'm gonna do it real
All
quick.
that on mute.
I know I said I'm a boss and I believe in submission over here. We submit over here. And for all my friends, knee ministry, hashtag knee ministry.
I done started something. That is so funny. Hold up your sign one more time.
Hashtag knee ministry. Okay, we
listen.
Play and pray with our husbands over here. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
I need y'all to put that in the comment section if you're down with the knee ministry. Hashtag knee ministry. Let me see that in the comment section. Ladies, if you know what's up with that hashtag knee ministry. Then down at the bottom, I got the two best friends. They're on separate screens tonight. They have their own podcast. And man, I absolutely love them. So I had to invite them back again. I've been on their show. And me and Deanna have done our playlist verses. And man, Clee is so funny to me. Listen, I'm just glad to have them back. Cleonce on the bottom, and she got it. And Deanna, I let them tell you about their podcast and what they got going on. Y'all can both take it right here.
What's up? It's your girl D.
And it's your girl Clee.
And we are from I guess we have to PC it.
Because we got a Bishop up in here now.
We can't play with Bishop.
We can't, let me tell you something, Frank. The last time, like, in order for my podcast, like, my mama fired hot at me for cussing so much.
On mine? Or on yours?
On both of them. And so, like, I'm gonna be real good tonight because I'm actually at my parents' house, so mom probably can hear me. So I can't really be cussed. I can't act a fool today. And then you got, pastor up in here, Bishop. I just can't. Not tonight.
Well, I can't. Because I'm in my house. So
you're at home,
podcast is called Bitch, Let Me Tell You What Happened.
Say it with your chest. What it's called?
Bitch.
Let me
Let me
tell
tell
you
you
what
what
happened. Okay. So you can follow us at BLM TYWH.
TYWH.
And we go we live stream on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. via YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, man. So that is my panel for tonight. And I'm ready to get it popping. So let's get right into it. Listen, if you have not shared, I need you to share. All of my guests, I hope you have already shared at least the Facebook stream. So first question tonight. How do you feel about the statement? Date them all. I'm gonna degenderize it. Date them all. May the best person win. Date them
I
all.
agree.
Why do you agree? Why do you agree?
Because a lot of time, from my personal experience, I agree because in the past I wasn't that person. I kind of commit too quick, and then end up with my feelings hurt, and then I ain't got then my little roster is kind of like non-existent, and so I just kind of prefer to keep a little list going. At least about 3 of them in rotation.
Yeah. All right.
So you can kind of guard your affections a little bit. You won't get stuck and can't get your feelings hurt too quick when you date them all.
You can't have all your eggs in one basket.
You can't.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I agree 100% with what Clee said. I believe in dating. Until I'm ready to like date with a purpose, meaning like, okay, I'm looking for a relationship at that time. But up until then, may the best man win, may the best what you doing text win, may the best,
But even if you are dating with the purpose, it's still okay to not put all your eggs in one basket. Because I feel like now at this point in my life, I'm dating with a purpose, but I'm going to date 3 people with the same purpose and may the best person win.
All right, so let's do this before somebody else give their input right quick. Bishop Davis, define dating.
I knew it was coming to me. Here go Tim looking up. So I believe exactly what they said. Dating is getting data. You can get data from however many people you want to get them from. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you can handle going out to dinner. Now, Tim ain't gonna pay for you to go out to dinner now, because he ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna send no card, nothing. That's a private joke. But I believe dating is getting data. So once you figure out whether it's gonna be eeny, meeny, miny, or mo, then you let either one of them know that they're the ones, and then you either ghost the other 2 or you
Ghost.
or you tell them, yeah. But I believe dating is data, and you can date. Now, when you get into a committed relationship, then you're still getting data, but you're just getting data from one person.
Tim looks like he has something to say.
So now we have a working definition for what we're talking about when we say dating in this moment, because I don't want anyone in the comment section to get it confused what we're talking about. Dating is collecting data. It's not in a committed relationship. Dating is in the I'm still trying to find out if I really want this phase. All right, so somebody else give their input. How do y'all feel about that? Date them all, made the best
Date them
person
all.
win.
I feel like you're not gonna ever be able to see what you like as a female if you don't date different type of guys, a variety of guys, whether or not they're in the church, bishop, musician, pastor's son. We have a wide variety on this broadcast tonight. And I believe in order for you to figure out what you want, because what you want at the age of 18 versus 21 versus when you turn 30 versus when you turn 35, it kind of changes. And there's no way that there's no way that you're able to figure out what you want unless you date multiple people. If you're dating with a purpose, meaning that you and that person have decided to be committed to move, towards courtship and moving towards marriage, that's something totally different. But for me right now, at the age of 34, I'm single, ready to mingle, and I'm going to date them all.
Okay, girl.
Okay. One of the fellas.
They scared to talk. Y'all scared to talk?
I can't believe Tim has nothing to say.
They agree, but they don't like the women to date them all though. But they agree because they gonna date them all for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My question would be to the ladies.
Oh, you gotta
You don't get to ask no questions. You
This
again.
is
No,
Franklin.
Y'all can't tell that man he can't ask no questions.
This is Franklin.
Ooh, this is gonna be good.
He said he the moderator.
Answer the
I'm-
question.
it's too early. I'm about to give. I ain't even warmed up yet. So,
I ain't got no wine tonight. I'm drinking
Hold
Coca-Cola.
on.
so how do you expect to find the one when you're entertaining more than one?
Easy. I mean, what defines finding the one? I mean, are we supposed to find the one, or is the man supposed to
Are
find
y'all
it?
trying to marry? Are you trying to marry multiple people?
I'm not trying to marry multiple people, no.
No,
But
come
as
on.
a single 34-year-old woman who's not interested in getting married tomorrow, I think I have the right to date multiple people. I mean, I may want Fridays tonight. I may want to go hiking Saturday morning. I may want to go to church on Sunday. I mean, there's different
You may
types
want
of
a vacation. You may want
I
a
may want to go on a vacation. So
Okay.
there's different levels to dating. So we have defined dating, right? But then there's different levels to dates. You may just want to go to a happy hour and kick it, or you may want to Netflix and chill. The person who I do that with may not be the person who I decide to attend church with on Sunday after the Netflix. So, does that make sense?
No, that's not.
Good
Mhm,
question.
I understand.
Yes.
Thank you.
question,
Thank
Frank.
you, sisters.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have a different perspective, which is I think that you have to know your audience, right? So I'm 35, I'll be 36, I've been married, I am unmarried. I think you have to know your audience because I don't think, especially with women, I didn't really do a whole lot of dating. I've probably done more dating post-divorce than before divorce. And so I think that you have to know your audience. So women, like Cleonce said, a lot of times we like love hard. We all in. We ready to ride or die, right? And that's how we get our feelings hurt because we think like, oh, he gonna choose me because I'm the best one. And if he ain't ready to choose nobody, it don't matter what you're doing, right? So you have to know your audience and be clear about what you're doing. Like, Bishop is real clear on saying this is what dating is. You got to make sure that the person you're pursuing or dating or whatever agrees with your definition of dating. And if you like someone enough and they're like, look, I don't really do the multiple dating thing, you get to make the choice. But women are not wrong if they want to date multiple men. That's just my opinion. The other piece is I have said this to friends. However, if you want a man to be serious about you and you keep saying, oh, well, I'm going to keep dating these men, and then when the one comes, then I'm going to stop. The man who's watching you may see you doing that and he may never come. That's why I say you have to know your audience because some men are cool with it. A lot of them not, because we all know that men can do stuff like, but they can't take it. But that's
They don't know. They can't.
But that's
Make up
why
their
I
mind.
say, that's why I always say, like, me dating is none of your business. So I don't even have to tell you that I'm dating multiple people. If I'm dating you and we dating, you just experience me during that time. So I don't have to, just because I may be dating, not putting all my eggs in one basket, that's none of your business until you my man. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as, you saying people need to know, you were saying like if some dudes are cool with that and some aren't, like I don't let nobody know that I'm dating other people. That's none of your business.
I say that because I believe in being honest and transparent. And I think a lot of times when it happens with women, we'll say, well, he should have just said that. But you really couldn't take that. So that's why I think it's because when you're not honest, this is just my opinion. It ain't right. It ain't wrong. It just is. When you're honest with people, you give them the opportunity to make the choice. Because if I know you're dating 12 people, I may have never asked you out on a date. Now, the other piece is some people may be cool with it. But what happens when you're not honest with people, you're making their choice for them. That's just my opinion.
But if the question is never asked,
Janet,
how many people you dating, that ain't none of your business.
I mean, but why do we have to ask that question? I feel like we kind of put so much pressure in the getting to know you phase. Why do I need to let you know that I went out with someone else yesterday if this is our first time or second time even going out or even having a conversation? There's so much that has to transpire before I let you into a sacred space, which is telling you my personal business, because I may not even like you after this date. You may eat with your mouth open, and that absolutely disgusts me. And so this date ends today, and I probably will ghost you or probably will not call you back. But
Yeah.
I feel as though that sometimes females, we always want to give so much information because we want the buy-in immediately before we even get a chance to get to know you. I don't have to tell you if this is our third date that I may have went out with someone the night before or 2 weeks before. I think that we give so much up front and then we get so little in return and then we're heartbroken and then we start all over again with the cycle. My friends joke with me all the time. That starting five, starting seven lineup, that goes into rotation. If somebody gets knocked off the roster, somebody gets put back on. I mean, that's what happens. But until I'm serious or until a man lets me know that he's serious, that he wants to take things to the next level other than just, casually dating, it's my right as a female to not let him know what I'm doing, but also to date multiple people. I don't think there's anything wrong. Now, we're in a committed relationship, absolutely, then it needs to stop. But until then, I think there's nothing wrong. But we do a disservice as females with giving so much information up front that we don't even have time to be able to enjoy. Like, he may not smell good all the time. We need to go through the 4 seasons to see if he's, equal enough to want to date, want to pursue. But we always want to give so much up front that we don't give ourselves chance to see whether or not this is going to work or not.
Can I say, Frank, you owe nobody no information, explanation if you don't call back when you're in the dating phase. You're not in a commitment. So it shouldn't be a thing about why you didn't call me this month, why you didn't call me. If you're in the dating phase, then you have to, the last thing I want to say, you have to be able to accept that the other person is collecting data too. Now you can't get mad. It can't be one way. If she collecting data, then you can collect data too.
Absolutely.
Nobody can get mad until it is spoken that it's a relationship.
And me personally, I just don't like to know what you're doing. Because then
I don't
you'll
want
start
to know.
you'll start
If you
obsessing, especially if
crazy,
you like that
keep
person.
it on the low.
Right.
Hey.
You'll start obsessing when, why ain't they texting me? Are they with another girl? Then you start looking at their stories, following their social media. So I just don't even want to bring that into the conversation until we've gone out on enough dates and we see that we're building some kind of bond. And then I might be willing to share, a little bit more information. But I just personally don't want to know what you're doing because I don't want to be stressed out about it.
Hold on, right quick before Ralph. I know you getting ready to go. I want to just shout out my brothers in the comment section. I see you, Perry. I see you, Man Away, man. I see y'all coming. I see what y'all saying. We're gonna get to it in a minute. Ralph, go ahead, hop in there.
I was going to address the question was asked: is it wrong to date multiple people during the dating stage? I mean, you start talking about what's right and wrong. You get into the morality sector. Nothing's wrong with that. But what is necessary in the dating stage or any level of relationship is communication. And whenever you are in that process communicating, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Are you okay with that? Good, cool. If you're not, then it didn't work out. But quite frankly, I think one of the big issues is, in the dating stage is too many things are assumed, presumed, and not being honest about. And when I hear the conversation, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday about the difference between my 20s and 30s. 20s, it was a bunch of ignorant fun, but my 30s is more informed fun. And I like to believe the older we get, the more informed we are, and we know what we like and don't like. Now, you can do whatever you want, but I can't speak for everybody. But to date multiple people to try to figure out who you like and what you don't like, you can spread yourself that thin if you have that type of time to spare. But at this age and stage, I don't think many of us do. So I would kind of recommend more precision time investment because at this age and stage, 20s, fun and ignorant. 30s, more informed, focused on where you're trying to go and almost there. 40s, man, ain't no time to waste. So you can do it, but you run the risk of spreading yourself thin, wasting a whole lot of time, spreading seeds with no fruit coming from that soil. And quite frankly, yeah, you might get to know a lot of people, learn a lot of what you don't like, but after a while, you start picking up bad habits when you start investing in different people and intertwining with different characters. Even if it doesn't go to like a relationship stage, it's just giving a part of your mind, your time, and your pearls to people who just have no
Excellent.
of growth. And men and women, you know, I don't want, I'm trying my best to be objective and not just make this just a man woman thing.
You're doing wonderful.
But we kind of know, like, all right, I know how far that is gonna go or how far it's not gonna go. But the other part about it, because we're human beings, we were built for relationships. You know, no man is an island entire of itself. Sometimes in the dating multiple people stage, we just don't want to be lonely. And unfortunately, when we are in that space, I just don't want to be lonely. I've done it, entertaining people who I know have no possible shot.
Ain't no way I'm about to marry you.
In the parameters of my being.
Ain't no way I'm marrying you.
But because I know I'm
Ralph,
lonely,
I think you should put up your Cash App because that's a word right there.
But you fun for the moment.
But that's
me,
okay.
I
That's
think-
a part of dating.
And
I think
it's companionship too.
But just like the saying, some people are in your life for a reason, some people are in your life for a season, some people are in your life for a lifetime. I think that applies to the people that you may hang out with and kick it with, but you don't really have any real intentions of being in a committed relationship. They're there for a reason or they're there for a season versus somebody that you feel like is, worth, building a relationship. They could possibly be there just for a season or potentially for a lifetime.
But the only thing about those seasons is that there's months that go by, temperatures that go up and down.
But it's a choice, right? But we all adults, we're making that choice to stay in that situation. If I come out and I say I'm not ready for a relationship, or if a guy says he's not ready for a relationship, or we don't say anything at all, if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm still choosing to be in that situation with that person.
Absolutely.
So
All I'm saying with that choice is we have to be very careful and be honest when it comes to our intuitions and our insight, knowing what that person can and cannot be in the framework of your future. With that choice, the responsibility is now back on me. Do I try to stick this out and make this winter summer, or accept the fact that this is the fall and get out?
But maybe. I mean, do we really know if that person can be, who we're meant to be with or not? Sometimes you may meet a person and you may not be attracted to them. You may think your personalities may clash, and then you get to know them, and then they are completely opposite of what you thought they were. Just think about it's a lot of people that met that thought it was just going to either be a one-night stand or we just had one day and that was that. Sometimes they go months without talking and they reconnect, and then they end up being married for a long time.
And without a doubt, there are absolutely exceptions to every rule, but at the same time, we all have parameters when it comes to our personalities and characters and what you will and will not deal with. When you realize, like, okay, I tell people all the time, relationships aren't about what you like. It's can I grow with what I don't like? And when it's some things that you know I can't grow with, the ball is back on your court. It's on you now. Like, man, I know this, or am I going to go through my personal ambition to get over being alone, to work through it and make them different, make this person, or just accept the fact that, I'm trying to put a circle in a square.
But I think, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Grace.
No, I was just going to say, I think Dee had mentioned, you may meet somebody and not know if that person, could be long-term or not. I think, for me personally, I kind of know after a couple of conversations whether or not, it's going to go any further than just the friend zone companionship. I'm going to let you into my inner space or around my friend circle, and parents and family is completely off limits until I don't know when. But I think that you kind of know, after a couple of dates and after a couple of conversations, whether or not you're going to enter in season 1, 2, 3, or 4. And being that you entertain it, maybe you just like to entertain people, and that's okay. But for me, as far as dating seriously, I think that there's levels to it. There's levels to dating, and there's levels to entertainment. Some of us, I think Ralph touched on it, we just don't like to be alone. The holidays is the biggest time, or Valentine's Day, because you don't want to be stuck alone in the house, looking at whatever, Lifetime. So we kind of entertain people around certain, dates and the holidays and the seasons and the time here because we don't want to be alone by ourselves. So, I mean, it just depends. Sometimes we just entertain people because we can't entertain ourselves and we're not satisfied with self.
Let me ask the youngest person on the panel how they feel about this, which is Money. Money, how old are you again?
I'm the youngest one, 29.
Yeah, you the youngest one.
Cool. That's good. That's a good spot.
He's a baby.
How you feel about it? No, he's grown man. How you feel?
Gone.
Tell him, cool.
Okay.
In 2021, I can speak from the terms of modern day. It's all about accountability in the way I view it. But to answer the question, in this entirety, in my opinion, you should date as many. In my case, you should date as many women as possible until you found that one that you feel like that compliments you well. Like I said, I might be the most radical one, maybe because I'm the youngest one, but I feel like that you should date with intentions. You should be accountable for what you're doing as well. And I just feel like you should date as many people as possible. I mean, hey, if it's enough for you to go around, then by all means, you know what I mean, do it. You know what I mean? If you're not in a committed relationship, you're not married, do your thing.
But that's why I think I keep saying you have to know your audience because that works with someone who's on that. Ralph mentioned, can I grow with what I don't like? Nobody cares about that. If I'm just collecting data, I'm out here kicking it with you. I don't care about that. Like I'm here for, good time, not a long time. You have to understand who your audience is. But if you're saying, look, I'm only going to date people that I believe I can grow with and build with, then you have to start looking deep before you leap and asking different questions. So that's why for me, it's not about giving a man my whereabouts. I don't have to say on Tuesday night I went out with Tony and we did this, but I can say, yes, I am entertaining other people because that may be a no for him.
Let me ask y'all this. And I want y'all to be completely honest. Has good sex ever blurred the line on someone's place in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
All the time. Anytime. I wrote a blog about this. I wrote a blog about this on why we should wait on being intimate with people because either if it's really really good, it's gonna cloud your judgment and you're gonna think, oh my gosh, I love him so much. Or if it's really really bad and if he's like a really great guy and then you do that and it's horrible, now you don't like the dude no more, but he's really a great guy. So it's like it goes both ways. But yes, that's why I feel like we should definitely wait. You need to.
What are we waiting on? Can we elaborate on that, fiance?
I would love to wait until I am married. However, the realistic version of me is like, at least wait until we have committed to each other in a committed relationship and we've agreed, we gonna do this, but preferably marriage, at least engagement. I mean, dang, but
go ahead, Money. Go ahead, Money.
All right, so this is what I'm gathering. I'm just saying if I'm on point with what Cleonce is saying. So you saying you're not having sex until you're exclusive?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like right now, currently,
that's why I asked for clarity.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, that is not it. However, at this current, time in my life, it has been a long time since that has happened. So, I am trying to actually, hold out for that special one. Now, I'm not saying that I'm, that strong to actually do it, but I'm trying.
Let me ask the ladies this because I want y'all to be honest and transparent tonight.
All four ladies, we all have to answer.
Yeah. Have you ever in your dating phase had a guy that you really thought was husband material and you made him wait, but the nigga that you knew wasn't husband material, you was letting him juice?
Absolutely. Yeah, every female. I mean, can we ask the males those
That
questions
makes
too?
no sense. No.
It makes all the sense because we want you because
See
we
that?
all know
That's what I be talking about. That we
it
be
makes
tripping.
all the
We be tripping. It's the name of this show,
it
and
makes all the
that's
sense.
that bull crap
I
right
don't
there.
do that
I mean, but that
now.
was in a younger phase of life, so you can't judge it based upon a past. You know, we grow and mature and we learn from our mistakes. Have we done it? Absolutely. Is it something that I do now? Absolutely not. But in my former Hampton University years, yes,
But
20,
why? But
absolutely.
why? Why though?
Be-
Why?
I mean, you really want me to answer that question right here?
Yes. Yes.
Because it was great. What do you mean? Like, I mean, come on, let's be honest. I mean, we are human beings, right? You know, and we understand what the Bible says in reference to having sex before marriage, right? Everybody is very clear about Tim. Everybody is very clear
I'm not clear.
about what the Bible says. We're not going to go into that lovely discussion tonight.
Yeah, we're not gonna
But
get into that. Cause
the human flesh is the human flesh. So we desire human things. Amen. And our flesh, you know, begins to rise in X, Y, and Z.
oh,
Why do we go ahead?
no. That ain't what I'm. This what I'm asking.
I'm okay. I'm gonna go around the mulberry bush. I'm gonna get there. Go ahead.
If you gon' if you gon' juice somebody, if you gon' do it, look like to me it would be with the man that you would think is for you rather than the man who's not. That's the
No, because
logic I don't
nope.
understand.
No, because
9 times
sometimes
out of
in
10, they
phases,
sex be trash.
yeah,
Do
but
you
and
see why?
I may want to go
Oh
through a
my
phase.
God.
But what if I just want to go through a phase where I just want to, this is not me, but what if, you know, Sarah, we'll use Sarah. What if Sarah wants to go through a phase where she just wants to have sex and have casual sex? And I think that everybody on this panel may or may not, well, I'm going to speak for myself, casually just wanted, past tense, wanted to have casual sex. And even though we were dating or thought somebody that we, you know, looked at as upon this great person, you know, we didn't think that they may have not been that great in bed, or the person that was giving it to us was just that good that we weren't going to cut it off.
To me, this is the exact reason why good men finish last.
By what?
No, that's not
He
at
said,
Absolutely.
all.
I said, because you
What
act
did
like
he
you can't
say?
hear him. He
I'm on
said,
mute
this is the
again.
reason.
Dang.
Look, let me explain.
He said, this is the reason good men finish last. That's what he
No,
said.
I
That
heard
is
him when I
not
was
All right, so
true.
let me
but I was
explain.
on
Let me
mute.
explain. This what I mean. He specifically said, okay, if you have this guy that you, I guess, you know, that you like or whatever the case might be, then you have this other guy who you don't think much of. 9 times out of 10, you having sex with this guy. All right, and then Cleonce said that, all right, usually that dude that they like sex is wet or whatever the
No,
case
I
might be. I'm
didn't
gonna
know.
get
I
it.
did
I
not say
said
that.
that.
Okay, cool. Look.
Deanna said.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna give you that. My whole thing is this is the main reason, especially in 2021, maybe because I'm the youngest one on the panel. This is the main reason why if you're the good guy, you get put on the back burner with certain women. If you know you want to just have quote unquote, if you just want to be in drill season, if this is the season that you just want to be doing your thing, then if you play your cards as the nice guy, you won't get none of it. You have to be the person that they say they don't want. That's
I
exactly
don't
who they're
agree.
Can we
attracted to.
define what is
I
You know
don't
what
good
I
agree.
mean?
men
Let
or
me
good
tell you why I
man?
don't agree. Because
What is good men and good man?
They
I,
just
I need a
they
definition.
want you to be a good man and have good sex too, sir.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want a good man and good sex? Who doesn't want a good woman with good sex? Nobody
I
wants
don't
to be
know.
with
I
someone that
don't
has
agree.
bad sex.
I don't agree, and maybe I'm behind because I will be honest about this, right? Because this is the grown adult show, right?
It is.
Okay, so for me in casual sex, when I've had sex with people, and I'll talk about now, like in my I'll put myself out there in my elder years. I feel like I've made some of the dumbest mistakes post divorce because in my mind I knew I wanted to be married again. So I believe that I gave people access that never should have had the type of access that they had, right? So a lot of times we want to talk about being young and dumb, but some of us we get older and we don't be as wise as we should be. But when it comes to casual sex, I cannot relate because this is the adult show. I have things that are not connected to men that I would rather do that because I equate sex and emotion. Now, the challenge with that is is that now I'm looking at you when you probably, maybe I should have just used you for casual sex, but I didn't look at you as a potential mate, and I didn't give you access that you never really should have had. And I should have just stepped to the third drawer at the top on the right. So that's my experience when it comes to that. I ain't never had sex with, I'm not going to have sex with a dude that I think is trash. And if all else went left, I might slip up and have a baby with you. If I was busting it down, I saw something in you. That's all I want to say.
Can we define the good man? I need some type of definition, clarity on that.
Well, the preface that I gave was you have one guy whom you think is good marriage material, and you have another guy whom you know you would not marry. And I ask, have you ever been in a place where you were giving this guy, the guy you knew you weren't gonna marry, the draws, but was refusing to give the guy who you thought was marriage material the draws? And y'all said yes.
Yeah, they say
okay, but then
said no.
But then Money said something about good men finish last, and so I needed clarity, and I saw it a lot in the comments. It was a lot of good men. It was not a lot about good women.
But this is the reason.
What is? Can we add some clarity to that? What is good men finish last? Like what is good men?
Okay. Hey, now, Frank, if you feed into that, you're gonna give them a way out to pivot. I mean,
listen.
Let's enjoy the fact that they are like admitting that you're right on this.
I want to.
But let me go ahead and jump in on this right quick for a minute. Right. So here's the thing: the topic that you bring up is not man and woman exclusive. Let me go ahead and say that it's not something that only women do. Men are guilty of that same thing as well. But since we're talking about women, and I'm a gentleman, let me tell you the ramifications of that thought process on both ends. The woman, on the one hand, if that's the route that she takes, I'm going to withhold my intimacy with the guy that I think there's potential with, but expose all of my inner workings and fantasies with a guy who I see that there's a short-term possibility with. You build up a pattern, and you also increase an appetite, and now you're just putting yourself in a position where you'll never be satisfied. Not even, this isn't just sexually. It's just now that you've built up a pattern to where there's inconsistency and you start to blur the lines. If we're going to get theological about it, Frank kind of gave the answer already. Does good sex blur the lines of relationships? Well, if it's sex outside of marriage, it's going to blur the lines, period, because of what it is outside of the realm of it. That's really what we're talking about in a lot of ways. But then also, gentlemen, men, we've also known this for some time, that there's the guy that she wants to give. Some guys that just want to give it all to, but the guy that they really want to marry, that's the guy that, she presents just the image with. What ends up happening with the gentleman is that they find themselves in a position to find out if I could be both of them. And the same thing happens to the man. I'm trying to be both of them. And then I build up a wall of mistrust. The women, on the one hand, they've built up an appetite. Men build up mistrust.
Miss Barnes, that's not what, no one said that. No one said that on this panel tonight. That's not even what we're talking about. We're not talking about a woman's right to do as she pleases with her body.
But it does stem from that, though. From the idea of that men are able to sow their wild oats, and then their desire is to have this good, wholesome woman that, isn't sexually active or as sexually active and don't have a lot of partners and this, that, and the third.
They want her to have all the experience in the world, like Roxy.
Exactly. You want us to come in like a porn star, but you want us to be the Virgin Mary at the same time. Right. That's not going to work. That's a double standard on that part. Just like, it's a double standard for women to withhold sex from who we see as a good man, and, let a guy that we know we're not going to marry, break our backs, so it's a double standard on both sides.
But I think that's generalizing. That's not every man, though.
No, it's not every man, just like it's not every woman.
Marry strippers and love her, and she deserves love too. We all deserve love. A wholesome love. I ain't even trying to be funny.
No doubt about it. All right, man. We be tripping. And that's exactly what we doing tonight so far. Man, we are tripping on this show. I hope y'all having a good time. We were just at about 215 between Facebook and YouTube.
I'm cracking
215 viewers. So
comments.
man, we're doing it tonight. This is amazing so far. If you have not shared yet, go ahead and share. We're about to change the tune of the show a little bit and switch questions. I want to address a couple of the questions that I saw in last week's show in the comment section. So let's do that. Here's the question. And Bishop, you know we see this every Monday night on When the Right One Comes in the comment section sometimes. Why does the word submission to women sound like a degrading word a lot of times? Why does the word submission to women sound like a degrading word in 2021?
I don't think that it's a degrading word at all. I think we as females need to see a man in a form to submit to. Why would you ask me to submit to something that no? You need to be a leader. You, first of all, have a relationship with Christ. You're asking me to submit to something which is biblical, but why? I don't even respect you enough to submit, and then it comes as a form of, degrading to me, or looking in the eyes as though that it's degrading. But oftentimes, women have problems with. Men have problems with A-type women who are independent, women who are raised independently, women who make more money than them, women who are more successful than them. And then it becomes a two-edged sword where you're playing tug of war in a relationship, trying to submit to a man who doesn't even know how to submit to God himself. So I don't ever think that submission word is degrading to me. I have a problem with submitting to a man that is not a leader, not a leader of God, not a person who I would want to submit to for several reasons. Maybe your finances are a little jacked up because you made some past decisions or bad decisions, and now you want to submit when it comes to finances. Maybe it's spiritual commitment. Maybe it's, having to do household chores, something simple as that. So I don't think the word submission to me is degrading or, scary in 2021. I'm finding out with my dating that it's hard to actually find a man who you can submit to in 2021. The dating world is trash because everyone is so broken and everyone has been so hurt and people are so guarded that we don't. The female-male relationship, how dating is supposed to be, how courting is supposed to be, is now dismantled because everybody wants to do their own thing. I'm too independent, and so you think I'm too vocal, so you think I'm gonna, run all over you, or I'm too mean, or I'm too aggressive because I speak my mind. No, I was just raised to speak, and it's okay for a woman to speak in a household. Everything doesn't have to require a woman to be silent on. So in 2021, I feel as though that it needs to be some men in the DMV or around the world who I can submit to and not require me to be submitted, and you don't have nothing. You living with your mama at home and driving your mama car.
Y'all know I get excited about this. I get excited about submission because, like most time, I'll be the odd person out. So the question was, what is the problem you think most women have? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so I contend that the women that I know, we don't have a problem with submission. We believe in it. The thing that I think that turns women off is they haven't seen, experienced, or understood ideas that submission is a beautiful thing when you know what you're doing. But a lot of times, especially if you've grown up in the church, people have used submission as a way to manipulate and control. But that's not what submission is, because when you really look at it, it's almost like a song and a dance. My God, I love this topic. But I think, especially when you start talking about marriage, like dating, it's a bit different. That's where you get to understand if this is a man that I want to submit to, because my position is, once you are married, you don't get to decide then that I'm not submitting to you. That's not the time that we have that discussion. It's locked and loaded. You submit. But submission isn't even something rudimentary as who gonna take out the trash? Because if I marry somebody, they travel and the trash needs to go out, I'm gonna take it out. It ain't gonna let it pile up because you gone. It's not that simple. But for me, it's about, I get to speak up in a way that honors my husband. And I get to say what I want, what I need. And then I trust that he's going to make the best decision for us and the family. And if I don't like his decision, it's not for me to, you didn't, That's for me to get on my knees. See, knee ministry is more about playing now. And y'all don't want to have that conversation. Then I get on my knees and I talk to him about it. That's
my God.
That's good, Ken.
My God, you said something tonight.
Good stuff.
Well, I'm on the fence.
Can we define the knee ministry?
I'm on the fence about
you
this.
said something tonight.
Oh my God.
I need some clarity on the knee ministry. Are we speaking of praying or are we speaking of something else?
And pray with your husband.
Yeah, but I'm not praying and playing on a man that I can't submit to. I'm sorry.
I'm on the fence about the submission
That's
thing.
why it's a husband. If you can't submit to him, you have no business marrying him.
Wow. Listen, I was married. Let me break this down. On submission. You can marry someone, right? Or you could be in a relationship with someone who displays some type of submission to Christ, right? Or displays some type of leadership in the household. And at some point in time, things could change, right? People grow, people, develop, they change, right? At some point, when does it become an issue in the relationship? When you as the female recognize that this is a problem. And it's not always about finances. It's not always about household chores. There's a lot of, and it's not always about the knee ministry, because do you pray submission to your husband? Do you pray to God that God sends you a man that you can submit to? Or once you get the man, do you start praying, God, help me be submissive to this man? Because oftentimes we want to pray for things and we put the prayer before, and I get the knee ministry thing, but I'm not going to knee ministry to someone that I don't see the leadership skills or I can be submissive to up front, versus then getting with someone and trying to pray and change their way through in a relationship. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't.
No, I've been married, and I've been married to someone, and I've been very candid about this side of my marriage, where I feel like once I was married, it was a 180, right?
Oh, I'm in the same boat.
There is something else though, right? And this is me. Apart from, all the jokes, right? Nobody can tell me that God cannot do anything. But the point of the matter is God didn't take my hand and say, hey, marry this man. Now, I believe that I prayed and it was, the right thing to do and it was going to work. Now, I do believe that I could have continued and prayed and honored my husband and tried to win him over. Now, Tashiana decided I'm good. My heart got hardened and I wasn't married. That's why I say now for me, it is important that I look deep before I leap, because I do not believe that once you get married, that is the time to decide if I'm submitting or not. So I
just wanted the clarity on that. That's the clarity.
If I have to do all that, it's not necessary. Like if I got to base myself on the floor every time for every decision, that's a problem for me. I'm on the fence about the submission thing because I feel like husbands and wives should submit to each other. Women have certain things that we're strong at, and men have certain things that they're strong at. So let's say if my strength is finances and my spouse is struggling with finances, then he will submit to my strength of being able to handle the finances. Right. Then if his strength is finances or whatever the case might be, then I will submit to that. But a lot of men, and it's not every man, but a lot of men think submission is like control. Whatever I say goes. No, I'm an independent person. I have my own train of thought. I don't have to be in this relationship. This relationship is a choice on both ends. And if as women, if we were not designed to have our own, thought patterns, to be able to work and do all these different things, God would not have given us these different skill sets that we have. We add a lot to the relationship. We help bring balance to the relationship. Not saying that men are not balanced on their own. I'm just saying in a healthy relationship, we bring balance to each other. And I should be able to express my opinions about certain things to my spouse. It shouldn't just always be, well, girl, he gonna do this crazy stuff. Let me go in the closet and pray. With that prayer, you also have to have actions with that prayer. So I will, let my spouse know or my partner know or whoever I'm dealing with that, hey, I don't agree with this. Maybe we should try it this way. If my spouse has the best answer or if he has the best, plan, then we're going to rock with that plan. If I have the best plan that's going to work for the family, then we should rock with the plan that I have. So that's just my opinion on that. I just feel like we take that word submit, because a lot of people like to take a little part of the Bible and just make it be something, totally different, and try to force their viewpoints or what they desire on somebody else versus, let's work together. It's a partnership. It's not, I'm over you, I'm in charge of you, I'm controlling this whole situation. That's not how it works, in my
I
opinion.
got a question.
Yeah.
And I think I would prefer the men to give me an outlook on this since I'm the youngest one in here. Where exactly do you tend to submit to a woman, or in what ways do you submit to a woman? I need for my own information. I need to know.
I'm gonna
Bishop,
let I'm gonna let Bishop Dave,
Ralph,
since he's the
Tim.
senior statesman. Bishop
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah. I need to know how and what ways does a man submit to a woman?
I think in order to get submission, you have to submit to one another. I'm more on the side of submitting to one another, and not just because I'm the man and I wear the pants. I think that's where the issue comes in. That I agree so much with D on the part about there are a lot of men, and I'm a man, that look at submission as control. I'm going to control your life. You're going to do what I say. And if I have to tell you to do what I say, and if I have to say submit to me, then I'm the one with the problem, because I should automatically just have a spirit of kindness. I think submission is meekness. Christ submitted in meekness. And so if I have to be mean to you, and there's some people that like that, they want somebody to put them in order. Now there comes a time, Chrissy, where you say, Chrissy, too much. And a real woman that submitted, though, she will say, okay, baby, she wants that. But I think that we have to submit to them by, let me tell you something. There's something about a woman that a man don't have. And they have an intuition about others. They have an intuition about decisions. If it was not so, then God wouldn't have made them. It's not, they're more than just for sex. Okay, they will tell you that Tim Clinton right there. You better watch it. We better watch that Ralph. You better watch him. I'm just saying. see, you better watch. You better watch. And here's where the submission come in at. Oh, be quiet. You don't know what you're doing. No, that's when I pull back and say, okay, you. And sometimes we go kicking and screaming, but you're no less than a man, money, because the wife was right.
Right.
You're more man.
Yeah. Well, that's
no. I'm not. I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm
Yeah,
giving.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why I'm kinda
you're more of a man because we're submitting one to another as Christ did with the church. So I believe in one another. But the problem is if you always got to put your foot down, then somebody ain't the right one.
Right. So so that's what my question involved was just, in what ways do we submit to women? You know what I mean? It's just where I'm trying to get with. Like, at what point do you say, okay, this is the part where I submit? I got a little bit of it when Deanna was talking, and she was like, if she's better in finance, then he would submit, towards whatever her strong point is. Does that mean in this entirety, or you see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm explaining it the best way.
They kind of mention it. Unfortunately, the thing that distracts us when we say the word submission, too many times it gets associated with the dismal picture of slavery. But Scripture talks about, wives submit to your husband, husbands love your wives. Those are the puppets, but the string that's pulling it behind is all being a servant. So let's just interchange the words from submission to servant. So how do I serve my wife, my partner? How do they serve me? For example, I think it was D that mentioned it. In a relationship, it's a partnership. Wherever you meet. Me, I'm a real dreamy person, but I'm horrible at organization. I may read a ton of books, but I have books all over my house.
Yeah.
And her strength is she's meticulous and organized. And not saying, hey, organize my books, but could you show me how to be a little bit more organized? I'm not good with the technical side of organizing my house. Or where money, you are wonderful at saving money. But because the young lady doesn't know how to budget, she doesn't know how to be disciplined with her dollars. You say, hey, listen, we give 10% to the Lord, 10% to ourselves to save, and we live off the 80. This is how we do it. We write down what you need. So the way you do it is illuminate or be honest about your strengths and also your weaknesses. And wherever that person is strong, you ask for help so you can get stronger in that partnership. And Bishop was right. You never more a man when you are honest about, hey, I need help with this. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at this type of thing. So the way you do it is being honest about where you're weak with the person that you're in a partnership with, and hopefully on your journey together, where you're weak, she has a strength.
And I would say listening, like that's probably a simple way is committing to her. It's just listening to her perspective, listening to her input, not just assuming because you're the man, like I'll figure it out, but just really listening. Because it's not, for me, I often say it's not like you're right or wrong, or I don't do a whole lot of that. It's like what's workable, for me. And I think that also helps because now I'm not looking at it like you're trying to lord over me or, I'm trying to get smart with you. It's like we're trying to create workability within our relationship. What works this year may not work next month, next quarter, whatever. What's workable right now? It may be workable that I'm working and you stay home with the kids if that's what works for you in your thing. I mean, it just depends. I don't know.
All right, let's move on. I hear women all the time talking about men have a problem being vulnerable. They say men struggle with vulnerability. So I need a woman to define to us tonight, what does vulnerability look like to you for a man? What do you mean when you say you desire a man who can be vulnerable with you? What does that look like?
I guess I'll start. I would say, just kind of piggybacking off of what we just said, being willing to say, I need help, being open and honest, being able to express their emotions in a healthy way. And let me add that part of the reason why men, or in my opinion, men struggle with vulnerability is because as children, we constantly tell them, oh, stop being a little bitch, stop crying, stop acting like a girl, this, that, and the third. And I feel like that's unhealthy. Of course, you have situations where children, they cry and whine about stuff that's not worth crying about. But when it's really something, we as people, as parents, should be able to allow our sons to communicate those feelings. So as they get older, they'll be able to do that in a healthy way. Because if you notice, women, we don't really have that big of a problem communicating our feelings. Now, some people call it emotional, but we're able to express those feelings without being judged or without, being looked at as being weak. And I think that has a lot to do with why men aren't able to open up and, be vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with her 100%. And I was just gonna say, what vulnerability looks like to me, and a lot of, I'm using my little slang. Just show me when you in your feelings. Like dudes always like, "Are you in your feelings?" I just would like to know that you have feelings. A lot of time men don't express that and don't show that. So yes, vulnerability to me is like, let me know when you in your feelings about something. If I do something upset you, if you feel sad about something I did, or like for me dating right now, vulnerability to me looks like, okay, if you really like me, and let me know that. Don't because I do it a lot. Act like I don't like you because I don't want to get my feelings hurt, or I try to act all tough. Like if you like me, then let me know. So that's what vulnerability looks like to me. Be in your feelings. I want to know you in your feelings.
Okay.
Vulnerability looks like to me is, can I trust you with me? Can you be you without everything, without the bishop title, without the musician title, without the CEO, without the president? without me being made up, with me in my bonnet, with me in my pajamas, and we sit on the couch and we're having real dialogue and real content, real communication. Can I trust you with me? Because oftentimes we tend to give people so much of who we really are, and then those people go and they start telling our business, or the relationship ends, and then it's chaos. I think vulnerability comes with, can I trust you with who I really am? When it's not Crystal the preacher, or Crystal, the manager, Crystal the boss, Crystal the dog mom. Can I trust you with my deep dark secrets? Can I trust you with my insecurities? Can I trust you with the things that that give me joy? Can I trust you with the things that make me cry? Can I trust you with things that make me angry, or things that happened in my childhood, or my failures? Can I trust you? And oftentimes men, they look for us women in our relationships to have trust. And when that trust is broken, or when they feel as though that trust is not there, then they can't be their true authentic self with us. And then they go and look for attention or vulnerability in other places, because we don't give that avenue or that open door for them to honestly be that person who they really are with us. So I think it boils down to trust. Can I trust you? Are you my person? Are you my place? Are you my go-to? Like, other than my relationship with Christ, I need you to be the person that I pick up the phone and call before my mama. I always love my mama, call my mama about everything. But can you be that person for me, that I can be who I need to be at that moment? And it's in moments of weakness and moments of strength.
I know my followers who watch this show on the regular are waiting on me to say it, so I'm just gonna go and say it. You can't trust me on the couch with that bonnet on, because that's gonna have to come off. I'm
You know how I
snatching
feel
all
about the
bonnets
bonnets.
off.
It is
I'm
very important.
snatching all bonnets off in the name of Jesus. Amen. Tashiana, did you talk about did you address this? I want to hear your perspective too. That was good, Chris, Deanna, and Clee. Y'all, man, y'all helping the men on tonight. What that looks like for you, Tashiana?
What does it look like for a man to be vulnerable with
Mm-hmm.
me? Is to just be himself. Like, don't put on for me. Don't these walls. And for me, I can appreciate, I think Deanna talked about it before, even a man saying he doesn't know, because I'm really big on communication. So for me, if you don't know, say, I don't know. Because a lot of times if you're not clear with me, then I'm going to try to be like, well, what do you need? A question I ask often is, well, how can I love you today? And so that may bother somebody. That might be too much. So say it's too much. For me, I just like honesty and transparency. To me, that's vulnerability, because it looks different. And I think that a lot of times as women, I know sometimes I've tried to hold men responsible to being vulnerable in ways that it's not that they don't want to, they don't even know how to. So if you can be clear about, what it is you need, even if it's, I don't know, to me that helps me love you and be a space for you to have conversations. My other one, I don't have that down, is, you need to go lay your head in somebody's lap. So sometimes it's not even me talking to you. You just need to lay your head in my lap. It's these types of things. And I think that's probably why I ain't got nobody, because maybe I talk too much.
Because I'm gonna tell you,
Maybe
you let a man lay in your lap and rub his hair or his beard if he ain't got no hair, he'll tell you everything.
All right.
And then if you
The
rub his
bishop has the
balls,
Ron Isley tonight. I just want to put it out there that the bishop is giving us all the Ron Isley
First of all,
vibes tonight.
okay.
don't worry, Bishop. I got it, Bishop. Bishop been doing this before Ronald Isley.
Okay.
They need to be
Okay.
calling. They need to be calling Ronald Isley Bishop. You hear? Tim Clinton.
You.
How can women create a safe place for you to be and feel vulnerable?
For me, it has to start from a solid foundation, and that foundation is built on friendship. I know now we 2021, and everyone's looking to jump into rapid relationship, because now everyone just wants to get married, have kids, family, and that's wonderful. But most men, if they be honest, the reason why most men don't open up, and this thing we say being vulnerable, is because the friendship is not solid. Friendship, I'm actually going to take the friendship over the relationship, because friendships last past relationship, friendship lasts past marriage. We 90 years old friends. Like when we say best friend, we're not talking about as like little kids. When you really friends, it's certain stuff that I'm gonna discuss with you, and I'm gonna expect you don't go talk to such and such. And so when we don't build that right foundation of real friendship, I'm gonna be unsure in the relationship if it's okay for me to open up to you. So that's for me. If that friendship level is not where it needs to be, I'm gonna always have a guard, like if I can really trust you, because it actually stems from a level of trust from a man to actually open up to whoever he's in a relationship with. So you have to build that solid friendship in the beginning. Most relationships don't last. Most relationships don't last because they were never friends to begin with. And we can argue on that.
Bishop, what it look like, Bishop?
Say it again for me. What does what look like?
How can a woman create a safe place for you to be and feel vulnerable with her?
So, do you remember the show we had with John Terrius? And he said there's 3 things that we want.
Yep.
We want a woman to learn us, listen to us, and love us. Learn us, listen to us, love us, and to be able, I'm going to get rid of the L's, to trust you. We don't lay in your lap until we trust you that you're not going to cut our hair off. Little Bible there. Yeah. So we have to be able to, you have to open us up. And it is, I believe, the woman's, it's on the woman to make a man feel vulnerable to her. And it is not until then will he open up. He don't want to feel like, and I can say this to Chrissy because I know she know I'm playing, that every time everything I tell you, you're gonna be on the phone, Mama. There's some things that's just that. See, I told you I could say that. She gonna smile. Mama, he didn't do this. No, they have to be able to be mature enough to say there's some things that me and my husband, it stays here no matter what. And so it takes a while to get us there. But if you learn us, listen to us, love us, and make us feel like we can trust you, we'll tell you. We matter of fact, we want to tell you everything. Tim would rather have you as his friend than have me to tell everything to. But we tell each other stuff because I'm almost through. We tell everything to each other because we don't feel that safe place with the person that we're with. That's just me.
Another
But
thing
I just
is
want to
that
know I just want to know what does it look like?
No, well, I'm agreeing with you because it's happened. Sarah and Bob, right? It happened with Sarah and Bob where Sarah would, tell her friends or family things that her and Bob would discuss in their relationship. And I think oftentimes when the trust is broken is when those things come out publicly that you shared privately with your significant other. It's nothing like feeling insecure or insignificant or feeling like, why would you throw me a bus? Like the term that we always do. And it's happened to me before. It's happened to friends, especially, when I was married, in-law stuff. It was crazy. It's something that I share with you, in confidence, even if you do decide to tell your best friend or decide to tell your mom and dad, I don't want to hear it in front of me. Like, I don't want it to be repeated, especially if that was a sacred moment between the two of us. And now I feel as though I'm exposed, or this person now knows a weakness of mine, or they're laughing at me, So I think oftentimes we have to draw the line on what we do share with our girlfriends or our guy friends, or even our mamas, daddies, whoever, best friends, what we do share, because those things can come up and being a form of a joke or being a form of trying to belittle or step down on someone. And it's absolutely disrespectful. I don't tolerate that stuff. And I think that's where it draws the line in both men and women, because men like to gossip just as much as women do about things that go on in the world or life or whatever. I don't want my man to tell his boys about something that happened to me personally that I think is very sacred and thought that it should stay between the two of us. So, both ends.
I had a
That's real.
question. I had a question for Bishop because he was saying the 3 L's. What was it? To learn us, learn,
Listen, learn, love.
listen, learn, love. So I need an
Bishop,
example.
you still on mute. You still on mute, Bishop.
Learn, listen, and love. Yeah.
I need an example on what that looks like because I feel like and this is for myself. I'm asking for myself because I feel like I've I feel like I've done that, and then you still end up with the short end of the
So,
stick,
so,
you
so
know. And he still got vulnerability issues when you try to learn and love and whatever else, listen to them and stuff.
so the learn part is not always with a man or woman is not always asking 20 million questions or rapid fire questions, as I say, them dates where so what are you, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, it's not a job interview. That's just chill. Anyway, so you learn them by watching them. You can learn so much just by listening to conversation they have with other people, by what they like, what they wear, their cologne, everything, just little things without asking a man a lot. When they're talking to others, when they're sharing with you about others, the way they handle a waiter, the way they handle the valet, the way if they're disrespectful to family, then they may be disrespectful to you. If they have mama issues, they have daddy issues. You just listen to what they share with you and without saying anything, and they don't even know you're listening. The next thing, listening, many men feel like you all ask us stuff, and you don't really listen to us because you can't even repeat what we just said, because then you're just like, oh yeah, but no. See the man shaking their head? You see the man shaking their head? Do you see the man? See? Money's still trying to figure money's like no, we don't feel like y'all say, you're not listening to me. We don't feel like y'all listen to us at all. Because you can't basically repeat back, because then you want to get yours in and get your side in, and you want to always be right. she looking at me. And then love us unconditionally, because we're not perfect. Love us unconditionally. You got to make sure. Hold on. You got to make sure what your capacity can hold of us. Do you have enough capacity to hold me? I'm not talking about hold me like this. I'm talking about with all that I come with, because I come with a lot. So do you have that capacity to love me in spite of me? And that's when you really have, and I think we already talked about the trust. Did I help you a little bit?
Yeah, you did. Somebody asked, why do I need an example in the comments? I need an example because, like I said, I feel like I have done it and it still was failures. I just want to get an example of what does that look like. So that's why I asked the question.
You're all right.
Person in the comments.
But
Look, she acted like me on our show. She acted like me on Monday night, bitch.
Right.
Can I add to
on
that
Monday
part
night,
of
they
listening?
used to call me the comment Rebecca.
I wanted to add to the part about listening. What I am learning.
But hold on, you weren't even listening right then, because you just interrupted me mid-sentence. But go ahead.
You just said, go ahead, Deanna. I apologize.
No, after you go ahead.
Well, I apologize for interrupting. It was not intentional. But I wanted to add to the part about listening. As women, we have to learn how to listen to understand versus listening to respond. I have struggled with that in the past.
That's good.
I always wanted to create a rebuttal for what, but, and versus listening. And it goes both ways, and I feel like that helps develop healthy communication between partners. Because sometimes your partner just need to express, their discontent with some of the things you might have done, some of the things you might have said. And it may not be out of malice. It's just that, hey, I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you say this. And a lot of times we'll turn around and say, but I don't like when you, and we're not really gaining or growing from that. So I just wanted to throw that in there about listening to understand versus listening to respond.
I think that's a really good thing that Deanna said, especially on both sides. And I'm working on this thing where I'm being honest with myself about myself. And so wondering like what sets me off, what triggers me, when someone I'm dating, a partner or whatever may say something. And what I got is I don't necessarily want you to agree with me, but I want to be acknowledged. Like I want you to acknowledge that you heard what I said, you got what I was experiencing. I'm not necessarily looking for you to be like, yeah, you was right. But I'm looking for you to be like, okay, babe, I see how you felt like whatever it is that I felt. And acknowledge it. You ain't got to agree, but I want to be acknowledged. That's my 12 cents.
Bet we going out with a bang. Go ahead, Tim. You about to say something?
Yeah, but see, that's why we won't even have to visit these conversations if we're really friends. See, we ain't in competition. We ain't brothers and sisters in a relationship. It ain't you versus me, or you should be able to hear me. Like, if I'm your friend if we friends, I don't know why y'all can't get this part. If we friends for real, I should just automatically have an open ear to understand how you feel. What you're going through without me saying or trying to come up with a rebuttal. No, I want my friend to be good. Like,
I got another question, real quick. Tim, what does friend look like? I need to know what is a friend. I need to know so I can be somebody's friend. You know what I'm saying?
I can count on one hand how many I got probably in my lifetime. That type of friend.
Because that's why I'm trying to understand, because Deanna knows, because we done talked about this on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? And I was somebody's friend, and then the friend turned into relationship. But I thought because we were friends, we was gonna have that whatever that extra stuff you talking about. We don't have to visit these conversations because we friends. Well, that friendship went. It was. It changed once those lines got crossed. It changed. So I need to know when I'm trying to, because I found out how to listen, learn, and love. I need to know what a friend looks like.
Friendship don't turn into a relationship. That's the problem. When you say it turned, friend bypass all of that. Friend is bigger than what you think you're about to turn into. When you say I'm married and all of that, no, we still friends. This is like my road dog. Like I'm not playing. We don't play games. Like you can't talk about if me and you.
You're being super technical right now. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna if I'm your friend and we fist bumping and then we get married and now we bumping. Like you get what I'm saying. You being real technical.
I don't want you to think you don't diminish it by saying friendship is here and like relationship here. No, friendship will always be the top. Everything else is right here. When we friends, I don't have to put a ring on to say you understand what I mean? Like if me and you friends, can't nobody say nothing about you, even if you wrong. I'm like, hold on, what you just say?
Okay, real talk.
I understand
real talk.
Friendship. Okay, go ahead, Frank.
No, go on. Go ahead.
I mean, I understand what you mean by being.
It's the highest form of covenant in the relationship.
And I get that. But what I'm saying is, I asked a question like, what does friendship look like? Like, I'm a visual person, and I just need to, because to me, I don't understand. Be his friend.
Have you ever had a platonic male relationship that was not sexual?
Yes.
Okay, so explain to me or explain to the group in that relationship, that platonic relationship with that male, what was the friendship? What was the relationship? What did you all do? What did you all talk about?
That was my road dog. But
so why can't your partner be the same thing with additional benefits added?
That's what I'm asking. What does that look like? How do you get
what you just explained?
What you just said.
But my friend, I don't plan on marrying my platonic friend. And I don't want that.
But I'm saying you can still in a relationship, in a dating courtship, or in an engagement, or in a marriage, you can have what you had with your platonic friend, in addition to some added benefits, if you have that solid foundation. Frank keeps laughing at me when I say,
no, I'm laughing at the comments. I'm sorry.
Comments, are they going on me? Please be nice. I'm a nice. Okay. With the additional benefits added. So sometimes we think that because we have platonic male relationships, that we can't have that type of friendship with our partner. And that type of friendship can exist. It takes the two people to actually put the work in and the investment in the relationship in order for that to work. Oftentimes, we think our relationships with the guy who we want to be with has to be so different than a friendship, is what Tim was saying. You can have the best of both worlds if the two people build it together on a solid foundation. It doesn't have to just be built upon sex or built upon marriage or built upon, I don't know, drinks. It can be built on a solid foundation of Christ, friendship, relationship. It can have good sex. I mean, you can have all those different things, but the first thing, you all have to be friends first. And then you also can, yes, Tim?
Can I say this?
Sure.
Can I just say this before you go on really long, right quick?
Yeah,
Hey,
go ahead.
King,
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
I'm quick with this, King. I'm quick, I promise you. If we married, right, and you really my friend, Clee, it says that something happened with you and you can no longer have sex again, right? The first thought in my mind is I'm gonna go out here and go and get me something else, right? Because we so tight. The first thing, even if I thought about it and I'm on my way, in my mind said, you know what? I can't do my friend like this. We too close. Like she didn't gave her life for me. Like our bond is so tight. Even though I might even want to go do it because I ain't got nothing we can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, that type of covenant. I ain't talking about what these kids is doing on Instagram. I'm talking about that grown,
Post me, hashtag me.
real, like friendship relationship. Not no play. I'm talking about that ride and die offline conversation. We ain't got to perform for social media. We ain't got to be this and be that to act like we really got it going on. Sitting on our couch by ourselves, sitting, watching TV, not talking to each other. Like, what you doing? Oh, I ain't doing nothing. See, we got to get back. I actually want to go back to how the 90s was. This is this new age. We forgot what relationship really meant.
Well, I'm old, so I'm with the 90s stuff.
You
know what I'm
feel me?
saying? Of course, I was just asking, what the whole friendship thing looks like. What
Relationships was just as bad
All right,
back
look,
then.
y'all, we gotta vamp out. This the last little bit, and I'm gonna let everybody go. Here's the scenario. We be tripping, right? So here's the scenario. And I just want y'all to let me know, are you staying or are you leaving and why? Here's the scenario. You've got involved with this person. Y'all have fallen in love, so you say. You have consummated the relationship through physicality. You are in the show enough honeymoon phase. You go out to a dinner event and your friend is there and you introduce them for the first time. When they walk off and go to the restroom, your friend lets you know that they know the person you're now in love with and they have previously also been physical. Does the relationship between you and the person you're in love with now change? Are you staying? Are you leaving? Either way, why? Y'all go.
It's a clarity. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, okay. I got a question for clarity. So the friend that we knew there, what level of friendship?
That's your best friend.
Oh, no, I'm gonna know about if that's my best friend or not. I'm gonna know who my best friend deals with. So that's not gonna be a shocker.
Right.
Sorry.
Let's just say you didn't know.
Nah, it doesn't.
Well,
I mean, maybe
one of those,
let's move to a different level. Best friend is
No,
who
you
your
can't
best
change
friend.
my question.
Well, you didn't.
I understand
It's
the
my
question. I
You didn't
understand
have
It's my show.
clarity.
You can't change my question.
because that can
Let's just
very
say you
well
didn't
happen.
know. You
I
don't.
know
You
that
don't.
happens to me in Indiana all the time.
See
Oh,
that?
dang. Y'all know
And
who y'all
they
see?
best
Because
friends.
if you got,
best
But
friends.
sometimes we don't tell it because like
I
we
don't
saw a
tell
meme. I saw a meme yesterday. It said something about niggas, some. But basically, it was saying I don't even tell my friends about dudes no more because they don't last. So
Just
you
an
don't want
LA
to tell your
boy
friends.
perspective.
Yeah, so sometimes you wait. You know what I'm saying? And you might, and if it flake out, it don't work out, then you don't tell your friends because you're trying to save yourself that embarrassment from your friends. So Deanna might put, say, oh, girl, this him, and I be like, oh, girl, I know him, so and so, so and so. So it just depends because we have been friends for so long. We kind of know, oh, my bad, we got to go there. We kind of know who's off limits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if it's not nobody that's off limits, like her ex-husband or, the dudes that I live with or something like that, or somebody that that I've been in love with, he free guy, baby girl, if you in love. Who am I to get in the way of your happiness? Because we both trying to
Exactly.
find me a husband too. And so if you happy, you happy. And if you comfortable with, with it, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Now, I used to be like, I used to talk to him, da 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 da. But my daddy told me one time, he was like, you can't do that. And so I was like, you right, daddy. So, I don't care. As long as there ain't nobody that was,
Because you don't own people.
serious.
You don't own anyone.
And then we in Memphis. We in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And me and her kind of both really kind of known. And so it's kind of like we done bumped heads a couple times. So it's just kind of like you don't, it's no way around it. Ain't no way around it.
I mean, basically what she said, because it's not fair. Like, why should I have to give up my happiness just because that situation with you didn't work out? I feel like if that person was significant to you at that time, I would have known about it. So clearly this person wasn't that significant, or you wasn't ready to share the information with me. And this person is a part of my life. We both in love with each other. So you mean I gotta stop, dealing with this person or building a relationship just because you had one previously and it failed? I don't think it works the same way as with men, but for women, I think so.
That's why I wouldn't let you change my question, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can answer. There's something called girl code. I'm sure there's something called guy code. I don't want nobody that my best friend has been with. And so, unfortunately, that's just me. I just can't do it. If I do agree with Dee when she said if this person was that significant, because you're talking about marriage, I would know if I'm in a relationship with my best friend, if we're best friends, and you're talking about marrying someone, I would think that the relationship would be significant enough that you would have that conversation with us. Like, we would have a conversation like, hey, things are getting serious. But if we just kicking it, and I'm just having a great time, I may or may not want to share that with my best friend, and that's my right to. And I have had those conversations with my best friend, like, it ain't that serious, girl. But if it gets serious, then I'll let you know. But to me, there's a girl code, and I'm old school when it comes to that. I don't want your sloppy seconds. Not saying that they sloppy, but if you've been with that person, nah, sis, we ain't about to be up here sharing. This ain't no 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me.
But we
No.
all just dating, collecting data. You might have collected data from that person. I did too.
He asked me the question, so I'm answering on behalf of me. What I would do, I just would.
I'm just adding on and just saying.
That's just me. For me, it would be a hard no. I just, that's my best friend, and my best friend and I have been friends for over 20 something years. Same best friend. She done moved to Florida. She know all my secrets. I know all her secrets. But if it's not serious, I'm not saying to her like, hey girl, this is the one. And then I'm introducing her to him at an event, and they already been together, and I'm talking about marriage. Like, there's some communication on both ends of the best friendship and on the relationship, because I need to know who you've been with. That's just me. Even if I was dating, God forbid, Tim, I need to know if Tim didn't slept with one of my friends. We
Hold
need to
on,
have
why
that
you say God forbid with Tim?
It was a joke.
God forbid.
It was
Dang.
Okay, Frank, Money, Ralph, Bishop. I can go through the whole list. I hope all y'all single. I hope y'all girlfriends not on here.
I know this out subject. Nah, I don't mean to butt in. I know this out subject, and I'm gonna answer that question. I just caught on to what you just said though. So you have to know who he had sex with prior to dating you.
In a joking manner.
Okay.
Wait, in a joke. Let me clarify. In a joking manner, if we run in the same circles, I need to know. I don't ever want to be caught off guard and be at a church service and some person is approaching me about, their relationship that I had with, Tim, or their past current relationship,
But,
like.
but I don't really care who knocked you down, honestly.
I mean, I'm not saying I care. I just don't like to be. This is a pet peeve for me. I don't like to be embarrassed and thrown off. So, I'm not saying
what's the embarrassment. What did that stem from?
When, like, if somebody comes up to me and be like, I had Tim, and I'm like, girl, I don't even know you.
We old now.
Whoa. Calm down, grasshopper. I'm just saying, for me, I don't like to run in the same circles of other people. So if you smash one of my friends and you trying to talk to me, I think I have the audacity. You have to tell me that you smashed one of my friends, not for us to get
What if you
together.
don't know? What if you don't know? I think that's what he was saying. They didn't know. They fell in love and they didn't know.
And I said to you or to the group, for me, it's still a hard no. It's still violating my code personally. I'm
Just
not
wait till
going.
you get in this situation, then you'll see.
Now look, Frank. Here's the irony of the question. I actually lived through that thing before.
Ooh, Ralph, tell us, Ralph.
So
wow.
Here's where it got real funky, dirty, nasty. My cousin, I remember at Papa Do's when he met this girl as the host. And he, even while I was at the house, they did their thing in my house in Fairview. I didn't really see her face and whatever. Fast forward 3 years. I'm at a church in Southside Houston. Pastor introduced me to this young lady. We talking, kicking it, great, whoop, hanging out for months. And long hair. I just never put two and two together. And so as I'm talking to my cousin, I'm like, man, I'm talking to this sister. Amazingly, I lived in Prairie at the time on my uncle's ranch, and she lived in Prairie. He asked me, he said, hey man, what's her name? I said, you know what? She got a weird name that I have a hard time pronouncing. I said it. He says, Doug, you remember old girl from Papa Do's? Yeah, the junk you brought back like days later. He said, that's her. I said, picture, is this her? He pulls up a picture. This is her. I'm like, well, why should they say nothing when she came in this house? So that was an easy, hard no. That's the person. Hold up.
I lot of he's coming away from the question though. He's saying that your friend smashed. You met this guy at another place, another time or whatever. Y'all didn't smash, fell in love and stuff. And then when you finally present this person to your friend, she says, oh girl, me and him used to do something back in the day. By this point, you're already in love. So to sit up here and say, oh, well, that's a hard no. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because you're in love with this person.
We start making love seem like it makes you go delusional, ignorant, and crazy.
Y'all share. That's just not my thing.
No.
We don't share. We don't share. But
let's not get that twisted. We ain't sharing.
We don't share. But what I'm saying is, in that situation, that's totally different. That situation that he just explained is totally different because Lil Mama came to the same house she smashed his friend at 3 years ago. So
my cousin.
Well, his cousin. So that's totally different versus we're at a public place and I decide, oh, Deanna, I'm gonna bring this guy I've been seeing for last 6 months. We in love, I'm gonna bring you to meet him, and then Deanna see him and she like, oh crap, that's old blow joke from 7 years ago. Like, no, if I'm in love, that's not gonna be a hard no. Yeah, it might. I might have to, talk to him about that. It may be something I can't deal with later on, but it ain't gonna be no hard no because I'm in love. And let's
that very well might be true for you. But I'm almost 40. I've been in and out of love a couple times, so my heart got a little callous.
Is it really love? If you get in and out of it, though. You get in and out of love, it's really love. That's what I'm trying to say.
Being in love is not like being in the middle of a tornado where you're in a whirlwind and you're nuts. I mean, my philosophy on love is learn to love people.
So at that point, so you gonna you're gonna drop this person who is in love with you and say, you know what? I didn't know you and my friend dealt with each other 17 years ago, so I have to let you go.
You
Well,
changing.
he didn't say
Because I'm gonna tell
17.
you,
I didn't say.
that's my
I didn't say it. I didn't say 17 years old. I said 3. And this is
okay,
my
3
family.
years ago.
Well,
3 years ago.
what makes it difficult is to have a future with somebody that's been intimate with your family, somebody who's in your circle. And then also, which changes that dynamic, is this woman had information that she withheld from me.
Well,
So,
yeah, in your situation, but that's not what Frank asked us, though.
but listen, when the scenario
But
that
that ain't what Frank asked us. That wasn't the
but the
question.
scenario that Frank presented opened the door for that scenario to be a reality.
Yeah. Bishop, hop on in here right quick. What would you do?
So, here's where I'm at with it. I'm on both sides. I think that if it's somebody that they might have dated before, I'm not with they getting ready to get married. I think that's a limit. I'm with Chrissy on that part. But on the other part is in the circle that we're in, the church folk,
Small, brother.
is very small. It's very small. And so if you might have talked to somebody and it wasn't serious, I think that should be some leeway. But if you walk in a restaurant, Papa Do's, and the person is the best friend, and now I'm like Crystal too. I don't know how you didn't know that they was doing it. But let me say this too, Crystal.
It's possible.
No. I'm getting ready to say.
Oh yeah.
There are people that don't tell everything to even their closest. So
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm on both sides. I think if you've talked to somebody, that's different. But if you get ready to marry somebody, nah, it's a no for me too. That marriage part took me to
But y'all gonna be at the cookout, all family,
And see, like,
friends, in the pictures.
Hey, what you do with a blended family? What you do with a blended family? Both of your baby daddies be there. Same thing.
That's not me. I'm sorry, it's not my testimony.
Yeah, the
What you
marriage
do?
thing is another step, but I think that you can almost avoid in our circle people knowing each other.
It's
And
it's
so
difficult for me,
like,
you, Bishop, Ralph,
Don't do
Tim.
that.
Bishop, what I was saying was, my cousin is a preacher too, and like you said, the circle is very small. And what I said earlier is relevant even right now. It's not about what I like; it's what I cannot grow past and deal with. If you've been with my family, that's a line. And then you knew it was my family when you stepped foot in my house.
That is definitely wrong. She is wrong for that. She is. That's not the same thing, though. That's not the question.
So, Clee, you are in that scenario, Ralph giving, you are putting the blame on the woman.
She wrong. She knew what she was doing because she went into that man's house and this room don't look familiar. Like she was wrong. Yes, in that case, you are 100% right. But the question that Frank asked, it ain't gonna be no hard no if I'm in love. Especially if that was me and Deanna right now. As long as I've been waiting to get a husband and I meet somebody, she ain't gonna tell me, girl, I slept with him 7 years ago, 3 years ago, and I'll be like, oh, I can't talk to him. I might just have to keep her away. But that's gonna be my man.
I think that's what women
I'm gonna hang with her, and I'm gonna be with my man. But
I'm the type of person that it wouldn't be no issue anyway because it just didn't work out between us, and you didn't know about it.
On to the next.
And that's the key thing that I feel like people are missing. You didn't know. So if I'm dating I'm not
talking to nobody than my friend. I knowingly dealt with my friend.
If I'm dating somebody in secret because I want to develop their relationship, I don't introduce any old body to my friends and my family.
Talk.
So in the beginning, I'm learning this person. We may develop a relationship. We may fall in love. And by this point, I think I'm ready to introduce this person to my friends. And then bam, friend, me and such and such dated or we smashed or whatever the case may be. Sit up here and
so listen, so money is my family. Cuz go on tell them what we do. Listen. If we interested in somebody, what's gonna happen? Even if we don't know we interested in it, what we gonna do?
First of all, the picture already in the group miss. That's number one.
Yeah, we do the same thing.
But then number two, I got to answer the question as well. So in my opinion, you out of there. And it's simple. It's simple because I don't even gotta go that deep.
Most men are gonna
My
say
whole,
that because
I
men are
get it.
territorial.
I get it. But exactly. And then my whole thing about that is if he had you like I had you, it's a wrap. And it's just this
And
simple.
I understand it for a man because men are territorial and they feel like that anyway. But me as women, we want to be in love. So if I'm in love, you ain't finna get in the way of that best friend.
And
I
then
love you,
y'all,
but
and y'all,
I'm in love.
and wo-
Bye.
and
Scoop
women
scoop.
out and women outnumber men as it is. So it's not like my whole thing is
Uh-oh. Don't
if
mention
he
it.
hey cuz don't have me go there. I'm just saying if he had you and I had you, regardless of how much I love you,
No, I'm not drunk.
like Ralph
What do you mean
said
by
he
had? Because
really
that sounds like you own something when you say I had you.
I
Like
mean
that,
Keep
sexually.
no.
going,
I
money.
mean
They gonna
sexually.
distract.
I draw the
Keep
line.
going.
Yeah, I mean sexually. So like Ralph said that he been in love and been out of love. Everybody on this panel has been in love before. This ain't the first person I done fell in love with. Ain't gonna be the last person I fell in love with. Regardless of my connection, if my best friend had you sexually, like I've had you sexually, no point. I don't want none of that. Ain't no dealings.
Well,
Especially
I
not
guess
sexually.
you have to understand. You have to know what you're willing and not willing to deal with. Because I think we talked about this the last time I was on Frank Podcast. Like cheating ain't no deal breaker for me, and people think that's so crazy and everything like that. But for me, if my friend didn't know, if it was genuinely, honestly, we did not know, then okay, we may can get past that. Now I'm not saying it might not be an easy thing to get past, and it ain't gonna be no hard no like block
Trey,
him, can't talk to him no more. Like no, that's not realistic.
Trey.
That's you really in love.
Hey,
Yeah, cuz.
if me and you wasn't family and we was friends, and I introduced you to this chick, this is gonna be my future wife, whatever the case might be, and you tell me, hey, cuz I ain't gonna lie, man, a while back, it's been a while now, but a while back we had this little situation,
Yeah.
like we kind of did our thing. I just want you to know prior to, and I know you don't have no ill intent, no none of that.
Yeah, yeah.
She's still out of there. It don't matter what the situation is. She's
Yeah,
still
she out of
out.
there.
But that's just our
She out
opinion.
of there.
Like you said, you made a lot of sense. Yeah, me and Arteria told you that's got a lot to do with it. But
She out of there. I don't know none of the men. I'm just put the women on game right quick. Now, not the men that I know, they may still pursue you, but it's going to be from a strictly physical perspective. There's not going to be an advancement as far as relationship. He may still juice, but that's going to be it. I'm just telling you, like, that's going to be it. When it comes to close friends, close family, he may still pursue you, but it's just going to be physical. All the men I know, it's not going to proceed past that. All the men on here, if you agree with that, you can't just shake your head. Okay, so 4 out of okay, Bishop, you agree too? Yeah, see, all the men.
Like somebody said, it sounds like insecurities to me.
Okay,
No, it has
period.
nothing to do with insecurities.
oh my
Look,
god,
it don't to me.
It
If
does.
I
Huh?
don't know, then that's one thing. But then but the question that was placed in front of us was
Yeah,
if
that
you
was the
are
original
in
question.
love. If you are in love, meaning you in love.
Now
That's
I'm
a hell of a thing in
now
love.
now
Now,
I'm
if
no
I
longer
like
in
you,
love.
no, but what I'm saying is you said in love. The
You
Yeah,
were
but
question
never
now
in
was
love in the first place.
now I'm no longer in love because the basis upon which I fell in love with you
it's because of
is
who she smashed before you.
has
You
now
loved
been
her because she didn't
altered.
smash nobody
No, no,
before you.
no. It's now been altered because a different truth has come about. And this is a truth that can't just be done away with. If it's somebody you
But you
close to, you gotta
didn't
Is
see
that
them
really
know.
all the
love?
time. But
You
now
Is
I
that
didn't
know.
love
really
that
love
person
though?
then. You didn't
But
love
now
You
I
them.
don't love
know.
that person. No,
Can
you
we hear
can't
from
love.
Tashana?
Tashiana.
Tashiana?
She
Yes.
she been down there quiet. She been waiting.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I need to hear
Love
from
too.
her.
And then we done. Then I'm gonna let you go, Bishop, or you can go now. I know I'm holding you too late.
I want
If you
Tim
gotta
to
go,
say
Bishop,
something.
I
Oh no,
understand.
it's good. I'm
Okay.
good. I'm here with you.
Honestly, I don't know what to say because it's a bit different for me because My best friends are my mother and my auntie, and then men, right? So I'm learning on having adult relationships with women. I'm a tomboy, so I'll say that. But I will say, just listening to everybody, there's some things that made me cringe, like the whole sharing thing. I'm like, we know they're not sharing, it's just different. And that goes
Right.
back to me saying, you know, like Crystal not right, she not wrong either. Deanna not wrong, she not right either. It just is. It's what works for people. So that always just
Right.
my little heart. I'd be like, oh, that's what I don't know, but it's just different. And I can't agree with what Frank is saying, that new information. Once I find out new information, I have the right. It's like a computer to make updates and changes. It's no different. You fall in love with somebody, and God forbid you find out they're a child molester or they're a rapist or something. It doesn't mean that you don't have those emotions. But I think it's like Crystal and Ralph said, I'm now making the conscious decision to say, oh, I'm not going to deal with you in that way. But I also believe what Deanna said. We don't own people. And it goes back to know your audience. What would I do? Honestly, I can say I don't know, because, you know, for me personally, it brings up another conversation. Now we talk about my best friends possibly being gay. If we dealing with the same person, for me, because my best friends are men and my mama and them. And I don't think I'm gonna be dating anybody that my mama and them didn't dated, because she ain't been with nobody since my daddy didn't die. So I don't know, because when you talk about being in love, we can all say it's a hard no, but we didn't been in love, and we didn't made some decisions that we otherwise wouldn't have made if we were in love. So I don't know, guys. You know, for me, like it's kind of like Crystal said, I don't see where I would even be in that position. But if I were, I mean, I really don't know.
Hey, can I make one comment? I know you got close. I just want to make one comment. Well, two comments. Number one, I really want to talk to Cleonce and Deanna like after this. You know what I'm saying?
You can come on the show.
Yeah. Bring me on the show so we can settle.
Bitch, let me tell you what happened.
Number two, yeah. Hey, for real. I want you to
Bitch, let me tell you what happened, girl. Me and my friends smashed the same dude. We didn't know it. Because apparently we sharing.
No.
Once this over with, I definitely want to tap in with them too, because this can go deeper. All right, the last one, since there was one. All right, last one is not to make a spin on this, because we'll be another 30 minutes. But if you just look at the question that you said, Trey, if your best friend does not tell you, and your significant other who you supposedly about to marry does not tell you, and you find out after the marriage, then you look at that as a way bigger issue than it.
Oh, it's way bigger. It's way bigger now.
So
it's totally different. That's not the question.
I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying. So I want to talk to y'all like on another thing.
Yeah, that would be different, because now, go ahead, Tim.
Ray, you know what? I might have to recant my nod to what you asked. I might have to jump on the side with the ladies, because according to your question, the fact that you added the in love part, and then you came back and said you breaking it off and you no longer in love. I don't know about that, Frank. You too far, because if I'm in love, I'm a feel away. We gotta have a conversation. And I mean, the mileage that most of these people got is very hypocritical for those to say, oh, you didn't have something. A lot of people really can't say you got a lot of bodies connected to you to be concerned about this little.
No doubt. No, it ain't. It becomes real big when it's in your circle, though.
Not really.
It's real big when it's in your circle. It's very different.
Yeah,
I don't care nothing about if and Bishop know this about me, because we talk every Monday night on When the Right One Comes. Tune in next Monday night at 9 p.m. Central. My rule is this: I don't care. I don't even ask how many people. I'm not that guy. I'm not that dude that asks the question, how many people you done been with, who was better, yada yada yada. Because I'm confident in me. That might be a little arrogant, but I have no worries in there. So I don't ask those questions. However, when it comes to my space, the people who are in my immediate vicinity, that's very different for me. My friends and my family, it becomes very different then. If
Somebody
they
in the comments.
if they have no relation or no kinship to me, then I'm good. But when it comes to my family and my friends, that's a different
But you
situation.
can't, but Frank, you can't tag on. I'm no longer in love. Nah, you weren't in love to begin with.
Okay, well let me fix it then.
You
I'm
gotta
no
fix
longer
that.
gonna be with you.
That's cool. But you weren't in love though.
Exactly.
That could be very
When
true.
you in
It can
love,
be
you
both
in love
ends.
for real. You ain't. I mean, that's a
You
hard.
gonna ask 1,000 questions.
Have
You
you
gonna try
been,
to push. You gonna push.
Tim?
You gonna try to push through it
Excuse
and
me.
all of that.
Excuse me. Everyone on this panel that been in love before, ain't it?
And when you in love, you don't just call it quits instantly
Right.
because you don't find out some stuff. You
That's
ask
true.
questions. You try to work that out. You try to see if you
Right.
can get past it. Then later on, you be like, you know what? That's gonna fuck with my head. I can't keep on messing with you. You done smash
Exactly.
my friend,
That's true.
and we walk away. So
Yeah.
that's what they were saying. It's a hard no, but
Right.
it's not a hard no. We lied. We really in love because that's what the question said. And somebody in the comments just said this is basically the best man movie, and it basically is. And Lance was in love, and guess what? He stayed with that woman and had a whole family.
I
And
may
that's fact because he was really in love. And
I
he
may
found and he
Yeah, but
found
struggle
it's
out
with
that
it,
his
but
best
we
at the
still
friend
ain't got
end of
passed
the
to it. So
away.
day,
we're gonna use the movie analogy.
at the
Lance
end
a
of the day,
loser.
I know me.
He a loser, man. He a loser.
At the end of the day, I know me.
I think it just goes back to preference. You know, everybody has choices. We date who we want. We're friends who we want to be with. I think the story was a little very cloudy on Frank's end, but that's okay because best friends should know. If you're talking,
That story
wait,
went
wait, wait,
cloudy
let
on
me
my end.
finish.
No,
You gotta
no, you can't.
listen.
No, you can't insult my question like
I'm
that
not
though. This story went.
insulting. I don't want to
This,
insult
no, this,
anybody on the
my
panel
story wasn't
tonight.
cloudy. It was very practical.
So listen, for me in my relationships with best friends, I feel as though if you're talking marriage, that at some point in time, you
But
and
who
your best
mentioned marriage?
I thought
Nobody.
so you said you in love, marriage.
I ain't say
You
nothing about
said in
marriage.
love.
Okay, for me, still it's a hard no. For
And I
anybody
respect
else,
it because I'm the same way.
insulting or insulted, for me, as a best friend, as a partner, whoever, if you're at an event, I'm sorry, it's still a no for me. And if Cleonce and Tashiana and D, say it's a yes, I respect their decisions that it's a yes. I mean, we each have different
I don't know.
viewpoints,
I'm an undecided.
undecided. If Ralph is plead the fifth on this one, Tim is on the fence. Money is
No,
like, I don't know.
I ain't on the
But
no,
fence.
Ralph answered. Ralph answered. I answered. I'm with you, Chrissy. It's a no for me.
yeah,
I'm
and,
done.
and and it's okay to say yes, and it's okay to say no. It's just preference. And we have to respect everybody's preferences on what they would like to put up with when it comes to smashing or in love with someone that their best friend has been with. That's it.
But hey,
Don't for,
Frank, I ain't on the fence. Like I'm really not
don't
coaching.
forget juicing.
Smashing, juicing, knee ministry. If you want to do something that your best friend has had, I'm sorry, that's
Uh,
something that you want to do. It's just for me, I just would not be able to continue on and be free in the relationship with my significant other. I would feel awkward, because I'm like, and then I would have questions, and I don't want to be an insecure person in a relationship or feeling like I have to look over my shoulder. What if they want to reconnect? You just think you introduce things into the future, into your relationships when you agree to stuff that is morally wrong for you. So that's just for me. It's just an opinion. I just cannot do it. For me personally, I would not be feeling secure enough in my relationship to be with someone that my best friend has been with. That's me.
Well, that's kind of what Deanna said. She was like, it sounded like, being insecure. So you said you want to
man,
be secure.
listen.
So if you're insecure because of that, then I understand. Yes,
It's not
leave.
about it. I don't think it's the word for me. It's not insecurity. I would not feel comfortable. Let me change the verbiage. It's not an insecurity because I'm very secure in who I am. But as far as my being comfortable being with someone that my best friend has been with sexually, I just cannot do that. So
But
let
hold
me
on.
clarify.
Hey, Frank, be honest though. Let's be honest.
Y'all, we gotta let Bishop go. Go
Bishop
ahead,
can
Tim.
go to bed.
I'm just messing with Bishop. I'm just messing with Bishop.
Bishop can go right to bed.
Bishop probably stay up late.
Hey,
He's standing
thank
up
you.
sleep now.
Leave Bishop alone.
I'm up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. What are y'all talking
Always.
Yeah,
Praying. He be praying.
Tim, go ahead, please. I need to hear this.
Hey, Frank, when we talk about this best friend, I ain't really close to none of these niggas really out there. I mean, to be honest, like if Frank,
Okay,
if you,
so it's
if
a
I'm with
free
somebody,
fall.
Frank, and if they say, oh, you know, me and Frank have sex, I'd be like, well, you and Frank have sex. I'm not about to go through all them changes, talk about, you know, you still feel away. I don't care. You dating me now, so I'm not Frank. So best friend, I'm too old to be saying I got a best friend for one. And
Boy, you crazy.
Tim, that's not elementary.
Nah, that's too old. If it ain't my wife and we close knit together, I don't know to talk about this my best friend. I'm almost 40 years old. I just talk about this.
I mean, I think that it's okay to have a best friend as an adult, but I do feel like at 35, 36 years old, when we become adults and we're trying to build a life with somebody, I can't be worried about my friends. I'm trying to have me my own family. So if I'm in love with this man and my friends tell me about some old stuff, and if I'm secure enough and I feel like, okay, me and him, we got this connection, I don't have to worry about that over there. That's the same. That's almost just like dealing with somebody who baby mama still got to be around. It's the same thing.
Tim, wait a minute. Have you smashed somebody I used to talk to? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Let me mute my phone. I don't mean mute my computer.
He ain't gonna tell you because he in love.
I'm in love, Frank. I can't.
Let me find.
You see him thinking about it, though.
Man, wait a minute.
That's terrible.
That's him.
Tim, put that on the shirt.
You
Tim, I
started
want you to
sleeping.
put that on the shirt that you in love, okay?
He's in love, okay? And he ain't really that close to none of these niggas because he's too grown for a best friend.
I ain't got time for
I wish
that.
you see him. Look, baby, I'm trying to get
Listen.
married, have my own stuff going, baby. If you done smash him, oh well, you ain't smashing him now. That's mine.
Listen, y'all. We be tripping. This is a prime example of why I call this show what I called it tonight, because there's so many different opinions. As I love Tatiana's view, and nobody's wrong. It's just a preference. Nobody's insecure.
I prefer my friend
It's
don't
just a
smash my
preference.
dude, but
If it
that
happens, it
wasn't the
happens, right?
question. No, that wasn't the question. I answered your question. But I prefer that my friend don't smash the man that I'm in love with. But your
Right.
question was something different. So that I was answering the question.
Listen, y'all, it's been a pleasure tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank all of my guests for being with me tonight. I appreciate your presence. Last words from everybody on the panel. I want you to tell them your IG tag, how to find you, your handles, what you got coming up, if anything, that the people can tune into. Start with money and on down. Bishop, I want you to go last because I want you to close us out tonight. Money.
Had a good time with y'all tonight, man. Good dialogue. My Instagram is MoneyAMG for Cleonce and Deanna for sure. MoneyAMG. Follow me so we can set that podcast up because we got a lot to talk about outside of this. And Tim, OG, I got a lot of good knowledge from you. Um, Bishop, I appreciate the dialogue. Y'all schooling me on that whole submissive to a woman thing. I get my reps up, so appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Chrissy?
What's up? Thank you for having me again. This is my second time. It's always a great dialogue with a mixed group of people from all backgrounds, all areas around the world, church, unchurched, secular world, music, preaching. I mean, we have a little bit of everything on this panel discussion tonight. The comments, my best friend from Florida is texting me now, cracking up like, no, we would never, sis. It's just funny. So it's great to hear different dialogue and communication. Thank you for always having me, Frank. It's good to see my good friend Bishop and Tim and my homegirl Tashiana from last time and Cleonce and D. My puppy want to say hello. It's good to meet you both, Money and Ralph. We will talk. Say
Thank
hello
you,
to
Chrissy.
Kobe.
What's
Say
up,
bye.
Kobe?
Say bye, Kobe.
Ralph?
Hey, thank you for officially bringing me on, Frank, and this time not having me as a backup to Jamal Bryant. I appreciate this
See what I'm
so
talking
much.
about. See what I'm talking about. See what I'm talking about.
Hey, I appreciate being on the show on a part of a diverse group of brothers and sisters and having real talk. And Frank, I feel like he did this because I like to promote myself rather conservative, moderate. So I'm completely outside of my comfort zone, but I enjoy the dialogue talk. But you all can tune into my podcast every Thursday night, 7 p.m. PK Thursday, The Unspoken View, where we bring in different preachers, kids, different ages all across the country. They just give their perspective on life when growing up in the house, in the city, where everybody knows who they are. You can find me on Instagram at RDWest2, or you can find me on Facebook at Ralph Douglas West II.
Oh, it's Chrissy Mack. Sorry, I forgot that part. KRISYMAC. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook.
Clee?
What you want? What you just wanted to say something goodbye? Like I had a good time, like always on here. Yeah, my handle is at Cleonce on Instagram and Cleishandra LaFleur on Facebook. And I want Tim and Money on. Bitch, let me tell you what happened. Like I want y'all to come on our podcast, like dead serious.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And you too, Legacy Mama. We're gonna have to get we typically have like a guy guest come on because it's two girls all the time, but I would like to do like an all girl one, and we could just give perspective. You and Deanna both been married before, so that'll be a good podcast. But yes, thank you, Frank, for always
Of
being
course.
so nice and
Of
having us
course.
on.
Of course. Tim?
Bro, I appreciate you for allowing me to come on, especially on with my big bro, my Bishop Davis, and to everybody, Money, Ralph, Clee, King D, everybody that's on here. Y'all can follow me on whatever. My name is the same. No matter where you go, it ain't Tim _ Uzu Clip or Tim Drive-Bys, Tim Clinton, D Clinton, no matter where you go. And let's connect and let's just, I got a lot of stuff coming up, Frank, but it's midnight, so we can
I
talk
feel
about
you. I feel you. Okay. For sure. Deanna? You back on mute.
I enjoyed myself as well. You can follow me at Deanna C Music. And on Facebook is Deanna Clark, but everywhere else is Deanna C Music. And Ralph, I can come on your show because I am definitely a PK.
I'll be hitting you up later on the night.
Right.
Lord,
and thank you, Bishop, for bringing balance to the curve.
yes.
Thank you.
That was a Bishop. She basically called you old by saying wisdom.
That's okay. I'm good.
Tatiana?
Oh, I didn't know there was other PKs. Hey guys. Hey, look. Hey, Deanna girl. Hey,
Money
Ralph.
is a PK too.
Oh,
Me
okay.
too.
Yeah, Chris is PK too.
I'm in good
Oh,
company.
I'm just so sorry for all y'all.
Frank, I asked you to help me to find out some other PKs. You ain't tell me, man.
Man, I got a whole network of people, man.
Yeah, clearly.
Tatiana?
Listen, I don't have a lot to say except for thanks, Frank, for inviting me. I enjoyed myself. And I would just, I'm like that friend that's like, I just want us all to be kind and considerate in our words and our communication, because you can say anything that you want to say to anybody. And I get we're on this, kind of baby side. You can't say anything. Everybody's so sensitive versus I'm going to say what I want. But like, I think Cleonce said Bishop brought balance. Just let's try to consider other people and maybe be balanced yet direct, and laced with love, especially those of us who are professing to love Jesus in our communication. So I enjoyed everybody. And if I offended anybody on this panel with my communication, please forgive me. That is not my heart. I count it a blessing to be on here with each of y'all. I enjoyed myself, and I look forward to us doing it again. And I'm going to definitely connect with y'all outside of here. Oh, and I'm a legacy mama on every platform. I have a mama group, and I'm a real estate boss. I've been doing real estate. Everybody got in it. I've been doing this for 16 years. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Working on my first development. So hit me up. I'm a resource, and I love my babies.
Bishop Greg Davis, in your hands,
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate you for having me, and thank you for rocking with me for 36 weeks now. Yeah.
Yep. 37 for me. It's been 38, I think, on the whole
We've been
show.
30, right. 37 weeks on When the Right One Comes, the men's edition on Monday nights at 10 p.m. And thank you for having me tonight, being the old dude in the room. I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all allowing me to have input. But I want to say this as we close. So many times in relationships, and it should be 2 seconds, we never think about where we're going. And I think we should date for where we're going and not where we are. Date for where you're going and not where you are. Thank y'all so much.
Man, that's been my show tonight. And I'm going to close with this, man. Yesterday, most of us in Black America sat and watched with anxiety as we awaited the verdict in the case of the killing of a black man by the name of George Floyd by a white police officer named Derek. I got to be transparent and confess to you, while the evidence was high that the white cop Derek was indeed guilty of murder, we still had to be nervous as a community about a conviction of guilty, because on the other side of that videotape was a black man. While we did indeed receive a guilty verdict on all charges, the very evidence that many of us had to brace ourselves as a community for a not guilty verdict, even though the evidence was high and undeniable, that got me asking the question and wondering, was the guilty verdict yesterday a sign of change or the sign of exception? That we have to be honest and ask, had not so many people marched, had not so many people looted, had not so many eyes been looking, would the verdicts still have come back guilty? And while I would have loved to have celebrated yesterday, this moment in time, that justice appears to be on the verge of being served for this white cop killing this black man, what looks like a victory, what looks like a sign of change in America, in the way America treats black people, I still know there's much work to be done. So I want to challenge each and every one of us not to fall asleep, because old habits die hard. And the oldest habit America has that still exists on a mass scale is the unfair treatment of people who look like everybody on this panel. And so to sign off, I want to leave you with the famous words of a Childish Gambino song, "Stay woke." I'm Frank Ray III, and I approve this message. Power to the people. Black people, that is. That's our show. I'll see you next week on Frankly Speaking. Peace.